Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 496. I am your host, Matrix Flow 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello.
What's up, Billy?
I stare into your souls.
What's up, Ray?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
What's up, Chris?
Well, you heard it here, folks. Billy stares into your souls.
What's up,
Sadly.
Larry? What's up, Larry?
My ham sandwich.
Larry, my brother Darren. What's up, Larry? He's muted. All right, so continue.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Oh, yay!
I simply
We
said
got a voice from beyond.
I simply said my soul's not wearing pants right now, so that's his problem.
Oh.
We do. That's too much info.
So,
Larry, put some pants on.
did everybody see Jessica Jones?
Every
I'm not done yet.
single episode.
Shut up! Really?
I'm sorry.
We don't have time for TV anymore.
I can never talk about Jessica Jones. Because of you! No, I'm just kidding.
Technically,
I'll
you
be
can
done
talk about it.
soon.
All right.
But technically, you can talk about it because
It's
I'm
okay.
I don't have it.
It's okay because everybody's watching at different paces because they just has the whole season. So,
Sometime in the next 2 days, I'll be done.
okay.
But I don't have it, so I'm lucky.
That's the end of that story on Jessica Jones. But is everybody watching Ash vs. Evil Dead?
Yes.
No.
Straight door!
You can talk about it. I don't care about spoilers. It doesn't bother me, honestly.
Okay. Is everybody watching American Horror Story? No.
No.
Nah.
Sorry!
Nah.
And right at this juncture.
All right. What the
That's
hell is
like-
everybody watching? All right. So,
That's
We're
like
watching
we
Doctor
will.
Who, we're watching-
we're not talking about Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
We talked so much about Doctor Who tonight. This is not even
I know.
All right.
That's right, my head didn't pop.
It was
So
so
I
much
did
fun, though.
see the pilot of Gotham. I did see the pilot of Gotham, and I gotta say that I was like Arthur Fonzarelli can't say wrong.
You were wrong.
Yeah, I am wrong, and when I admit I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. That doesn't make any sense, but I do admit that I'm wrong sometimes, and that was a fabulous, excellent pilot. So, again, I made a promise I'm gonna watch new shows. So, and I also got Sharon into Jessica Jones.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so we started watching that. So I saw it already, but she's getting into it. So now, besides Gotham, I gotta see what else I'm gonna pick to watch. So pretty soon, let's see. Well, Doctor Who, the Christmas special, then it's off. So that's gonna be off for a while. And then American Horror Story, I think got up to 13 episodes. Ash vs. Evil Dead, what, another 4? Or
Yeah,
something like
3
that?
or 4.
But I totally forgot that Bates Motel is coming back. So I'm going to be happy about that in a new year. That boom, Bates Motel, Game of Thrones. It's gonna be great. Penny Dreadful.
Don't have an orgasm, mate.
Nice. So I'm happy about that stuff. All right. Star Wars next week.
I am almost tempted.
And by the graces of the gods, I have off from work that whole weekend.
You have one
Whoa.
for work.
I didn't even request it, but I got it. Now all I have to do is secure my ticket.
Yes.
Good luck, mate.
Where I'd like to say is it's going to be poetic because since me and my friend hated the prequel so much, we agreed we're going to Union Square where we say the scene of the murder to reconnect with Star Wars.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got
That's
the
what
kids. I got the kids that weekend, so we're gonna be seeing Star Wars.
What were you saying, Scott, before?
I'm going to my $4 eating 6. So I can have my
Lucky.
That's a
$10
beautiful thing.
big popcorn, 2 candy bars.
Beautiful
Don't
thing.
worry, in Scott.
Rub it.
They have
Hey,
so
does
many.
anybody know if they're re-releasing the original cuts yet on Blu-ray? I heard they were doing that.
I
Anybody know?
heard that they kinda.
Wait, is that the
Like
original
the
cut?
very
The
original one?
cut on everybody's wrist after seeing it.
That was
Oh,
beautifully
no.
said. I didn't want to
I-
go,
I-
but that was beautifully said.
I got my Star Wars VHS that Han shot first.
So
right
do
away.
I. Yeah.
Do you
Right
mean
on.
the very original ones?
Yeah. They said
I-
Disney
I
said
don't
they're
think
going
they
to
are.
do it. I just didn't know if they did it yet.
I don't think they are, because I think somewhere in there they're not allowed to do it.
Why?
because apparently they don't have the rights to do those versions of the
Oh,
movies.
not again.
For 4 billion, whatever million, whatever.
No, we're right back to where we started.
Because George Lucas said that the edited versions are the definitive versions of.
No, man.
This is getting like Doctor Who again.
I got
So,
it.
yeah.
He shot first. John shot first. I got it. Okay,
And
remember
also,
this.
Anakin was not Hayden Christensen in that goddamn ending.
But I like that change though.
I love
God.
I am going to
I
reach
do.
through the camera. I am going to reach through cyberspace, and I am going to hurt you.
Well, I can tell you why. It's not that I like Hayden Christensen's acting or anything. It's just, personally, just me, I thought that was the only change that actually made sense.
Really?
Yes, and I have a whole reason why. And I've convinced people of this
Just
reason.
throw the metal grinder in the corner, people.
Oh,
I
here we go.
agree with. I agree.
Here we
with
go.
that.
Is there a secret version of Phantom Menace without Jar Jar Binks? Like they just did an alternate
What?
cut?
Yes.
No, he's the mastermind. Duh.
Did they
Oh,
do,
God.
Jar
did they
Jar's
do
the key
another
to all of this.
I hate to burst your bubble, Billy, but Kathleen Kennedy confirmed today that
I
he's
know.
nowhere to be found in the movie.
I
Oh,
know.
hell no.
Yesterday.
no bones or nothing?
But there's a version online you can find. It's called the Phantom Edit, where they take out Jar Jar's voice, and they take out parts of the movie, and they replace his voice with like an alien, like a Star Wars alien voice, and his lines are in subtitles. And it's actually, I haven't seen it myself, but from what I've heard, it's actually watchable.
Really?
Yes.
Was that done
Star Wars
by
edited.
a fan or something?
Yes. Yes.
Was that done by an actor?
I don't know.
There was a famous actor that did a whole cut of like all the movies and
No, that's Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Did, the Phantom edit.
okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's like all 3 movies, but it's like 2 hours long.
This might be a different one that I'm thinking of.
But,
'cause
they,
there
but
was
the,
one they did
where
out
who's
Jar Jar.
got this that they took Jar Jar out?
I don't know. I haven't seen it myself, but I hear it talked about on other sites all the
Yeah, I
time.
think we're talking about 2 different ones, but
Yeah.
you can find the Topher Grace one on YouTube.
Why can't? Let me ask you a question, right? If he could go back and make it that Han shot second, right? Why don't he go back and take Jar Jar out and put a different thing in there? That's a Gungan, like a different Gungan.
Because George Lucas really likes that character. It's one of his
Jar
favorite
Jar's the
characters.
key to all this, man.
Did you watch that documentary?
I
One
did.
of the greatest internet reviews
Oh,
I have
God.
ever seen in my entire life.
George
Lincoln-
Lucas and his
Lincoln Red
baby.
Letter
He just-
Media.
he still loves it, even
Yes.
though
What?
he still to this day loves Jar Jar.
Yeah, when he was getting that acceptance, like he gave this acceptance speech at a Disney thing. They gave him an award recently, like a couple months ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I love Disney characters so much. I even based Jar Jar off of Goofy."
Oh,
And everyone was like,
the name of man.
And then Goofy was like this.
Goofy would walk up and down that reptilian rabbit.
Goofy was like this.
Goofy is a classy gentleman.
It's true.
George
Oh.
Lucas and his baby.
He won't admit he's wrong.
No, because he thinks to this day that episodes 1, 2, and 3 are fine the way they are, and they should be accepted for what they are, and that those were what the movies were going to be.
And he and he's not
Whatever.
mad.
This is the same man who made Howard the Duck and the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather see.
Wait, and he's not mad at anybody that hates Jar Jar?
No,
No, he doesn't. He's like, if that's your opinion, that's fine. But he likes the movies the way they are. He thinks that they're fine the way they are.
well, that's
Oh,
because you can't
oh.
make any changes at this point
Oh.
because it's like honestly fixing a broken house on a bad foundation at this
Well,
point. There's
You
nothing-
want to know what it is, though?
Reason Jar Jar Binks is a fixed point in space and time. That's
Space-
the problem.
Oh, you
That's
want to know what it is, though?
This
Like,
ain't Doctor Who.
go back and look at A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. He didn't direct those.
No, he did not. Well, no, he directed them. He just wasn't the only creative.
Right, but he wasn't the main director, though.
Right, exactly.
Other people directed those. He came up with the idea. No one will ever take that away from him.
Never,
But
yeah.
he didn't have complete control because there were stories on the sets where he was going to do things and they were like, listen, it's not going to work.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, exactly.
Like listen, it's not like Kazdan. That's why everyone was so happy when Kazdan got the job to write episode 7, because apparently he used to tell George Lucas, no, this isn't gonna work. It's a bad idea. And then he would be like, okay, well, let's redo it. And then we got episodes 4, 5, and 6 with 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, somehow those
He was
damn
in
Ewoks
complete
got through.
control, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, I saw that documentary, by the way.
Yes, see, so you know my pain.
Yep.
God.
You guys saw the Plinkett Red Letter Media reviews, right?
Those were, you mean Plinkett, the Plinkett one? Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
those.
I saw those like 4 or 5 years ago.
I have a story to tell, just a very quick story. Yesterday, I showed one of my friends for the first time the Plinkett review, and there is a point where he's showing like how they reacted when they first saw the cut for the first time, and how there's one guy face palming. There's
So yeah, I told you about that, Joe. Remember the executive producer,
yeah.
Rick McCallum? He's sitting
But
there
here's
like,
the kicker.
oh, like,
Here's the punchline. My friend face palmed the same time that image was on the screen, and I have a photo on my phone, to which I'm going to share with my other friend, saying it's like poetry. It
Yeah.
rhymes.
God.
well, I knew we were in trouble because I had never seen that documentary until a couple of months ago.
Mhm.
When he went up to the board and he was doing the highlighter stuff.
Yeah.
When he shaded in and you see the Jar Jar's blue, and he goes, Jar Jar's the key to all this. If we get him working, the movie
You know,
will be
Jar
great.
Jar's-
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
then there's
gotta-
all of the special effects that are going to be in it, and then the special effects editor's just like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I got a special confession to make.
Go ahead.
go on.
Okay. There is a video or 2 videos that may surface on YouTube where I went Star Wars. I actually, a family member lent me a camcorder. This is before Matrix Lord 2 and 2. So I'm going around with my camcorder that I borrowed, getting all the cups for Phantom Menace, like all the stuff, all that going to Pizza Hut and all these places. And I try to remember what I said. Okay, I probably had the Jar Jar thing in my hand and said, "This is so cool." I don't know, but I'm a little worried what I said before I saw the movie. A little worried about what I said before I saw the movie. So you're going to see a very de-aged Matrix Lord 2 and 2, very young, going around in his 20s with the camcorder. I'm going to try to get that before Phantom Menace comes out and put it on my YouTube channel. I'm looking for it, actually. I want to see
What was
it.
like 16 years ago?
God,
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in, mate.
it's longer, I think, right?
It's
Longer.
99, right?
It's a long time ago in a galaxy far
So
away.
we were talking about the edits before. Like, what everybody here? Like, what is your most disliked edit from these new movies? Like the newer versions of the movies.
The newer versions.
I'm pissed off
Like,
because
Here's
let me start.
Oh, go
Let me
ahead.
start.
good.
I don't like the whole. I mean, I understand he had to change it where they did change the scene in Empire Strikes Back, where he has to explain, like he's like, we have a new enemy, Luke Skywalker, and I guess because they did the prequels, they had to redo it because it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
He's like, how is this possible? I'm just pissed about that whole thing, and I don't like when he goes, he starts making like, "Woo," and he throws off like the Emperor off the thing. He's like screaming no and
Yeah,
stuff.
that was stupid.
Oh,
That
that's
was bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
That was bad.
No.
Isn't it just the same no from the third movie, too?
It might just be. It might as well be.
Right.
Oh.
One of the ones I to parallel that, it's not that it's a bad edit. It's just that it rubs me the wrong way just because when I watched it as a kid, it's like, okay, Empire Strikes Back. When we first see the Emperor for the first time in the holovid, when he's talking to Vader. Remember when he's talking to Vader?
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, if he could be turned to our side,
Right.
That whole scene is quiet, atmospheric, and extremely intimidating, even though that this emperor is so shrouded in like his robe and his alien face that they didn't even really know. The real reason is they didn't even really know what the Emperor was going to look like just yet. So that's
Right.
why he has like an indiscernible face.
Right.
And it's not even the same actor. And while I'm not mad that they replaced it with the giant Palpatine face, I'm not exactly mad about that and that it's Ian McDermott cutting the lines. It's just that that big bombastic face is not nearly as intimidating as this very sinister, dark presence. You know what I mean? I
Let some sort of mystery to what he looked like.
I don't like that they put Jabba the Hutt in like Star Wars or like they did like would they put him in Star Wars? I think Jabba the Hutt. We Han walked over him or something.
Well,
Yeah.
they just
Guy
replaced.
named Teal
I don't
from
like that. I don't like that at
They
all.
just replaced the image because originally it was a guy.
Yeah, but they cut that the whole thing.
I
They
know.
never had- yeah. I don't like that they changed the whole music for Ewoks, where it used to be the celebration, and then they changed the whole thing to a totally different tune.
Yeah.
They changed the ghost to be different. Then I think they changed the. First of all, Yoda looked like crap in Phantom Menace. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Well,
he
yeah, obviously, because it was a CGI, not an actual thing.
It was
did.
terrible.
No. The original puppet in Phantom Menace looked like garbage.
Yeah, terrible.
He
I'll
looked
tell
older than he did in New Hope. It was crazy. I mean,
Thank
not
you.
New Hope, but
Thank
Empire
you.
Strikes Back.
Thank
I'll
you,
tell
Larry.
you, there's two that I really don't like. I don't remember which edits these are. Or
And the
one of them.
Han one, I don't like the Han one
Yeah.
shot second. I don't like
I don't like the one where Luke, after Vader tells him he's his father, and Luke lets go and falls down the thing. I don't like the fact that they put Palpatine scream, and they're implying that it was Luke screaming as he fell down.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
that
like,
was so
Get
stupid.
out of here. Okay,
Right.
that was the first one. The other one was an older edit, and it always bothered me because it comes out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, we're never going to talk about that again.
Which one?
In Return of the Jedi, that singing scene, I don't like that.
Wait, refresh my memory. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
remember they're in Jabba's palace? And
Oh, he did that, but the
Oh.
that one.
I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, the hell is going on?
Right.
Somehow Men in Black got into Star Wars.
Right, even to this day, I get uncomfortable when that scene comes on.
Right.
I feel like
That was like a Muppet. That it didn't belong in there. Right.
Yeah. I feel like I stumbled onto somebody's like home video, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Well, when I was
dear.
a kid, listen, when I was a kid, right, and I'm watching all these for the first time, right? Star Wars up there, Empire up there. The moment I saw Jedi and I saw these friggin' Ewoks, as a kid, I'm like, what is this crap? I didn't like the Ewoks. I hated the Ewoks.
Because up until that point, this series was treating kids as people. And as soon as the Ewoks came into play, it was like, you know what? You're treating me like a kid now.
Right, I saw the Muppet Show on the TV. I saw all that. You don't need to go Fraggle Rock and make it all Muppets on the thing. I started getting pissed. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's one thing we have Yoda, fine.
Teddy bears beat the
What is this
heavy
crap?
armed forces of the Empire. That makes
That
sense.
was ridiculous. I hated
The
that.
whole forest of Teddy Ruxpin.
I hated that so much.
Come dream.
And I know. Of Star Wars Empire. And then the worst is, all we got to see was Return to Endor and stupid freaking TV Ewok movies.
Oh God.
And it's like, what?
Oh.
Dun, da, 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 dun.
Then we got Droids cartoon. We didn't get
That
no
holiday special,
lightsaber
though.
Clone Wars thing. We got Droids the cartoon.
Which holiday special?
The
God.
Christmas one.
With
what's
B. Arthur.
Harvey Korman and B. Arthur?
B. Arthur's in that.
You know what's great though? In it's not canon and it never was, but in the
What's
Force
that?
Unleashed, in the Force Unleashed 2, if you play the DLC, where you're playing as Dark Star Killer, he goes to Endor and you can like punt kick Ewoks
Oh, wow.
just through the
Nice.
forest.
That's awesome.
I hated that Ewok thing. I hated that.
I said they should have Kylo Ren
It's
just
like,
like
how
force
can you
crush
take that
Ewoks.
seriously? That was my whole point as a child. I'm like, how can you take this seriously? Well, you have the Ewok thing, and then you have a Jedi battle going on the freaking thing.
And you know what's really
I'm-
sad, Joe, is that it worked. it still worked. There was the big merchandise push for Star
Yeah,
Wars.
but it probably wouldn't have worked as much. If they probably would have took it out, it probably would have did better.
I don't know about you, but I laughed at that scene. I was like, what the hell?
Listen, and as far as the prequels goes, Jar Jar, terrible.
Oh God.
They shouldn't have killed Darth Maul.
We have already spent so much time on Jar Jar. Can we stop, please?
But then,
Oh wait, I'll end it on this. One.
Yeah.
One of the biggest jokes that me and my friend Brian have going with each other right now is like, Larry, if this movie sucks, J.J. Abrams will forever be known as Jar Jar Abrams.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Never. It will happen to the moment that the movie ends. Like not even halfway through. If the movie sucks, that's it. From
Right.
that moment forward, he will never be referred as to anything else except Jar Jar Abrams.
Or lens flare man.
Yeah.
What?
Lens flare man. Yeah.
Because there's a thing on YouTube of Star Wars stating, and you see parts going, you know what it's going to be like? You know what the new movie's going to be like? It's going to be like this all the way through. It's going to be just like this.
Mhm.
Like I said, I purposely have been avoiding trailers because here's the thing. The prequels may have turned me away from Star Wars, but I owe it to the original series at least enough to give it a fair shot. So I've avoided the trailers. I've avoided as much discussion on speculation as I could.
Right.
I'm 1 week away from going into this movie with little to no expectations and a blank slate.
That's great.
Basically, if anyone talks to me about the movie, they'll have no worry about bias whatsoever. That's
Right.
where I'm coming from.
I had a problem with the prequels. All right, I liked Anakin as a kid.
Problem?
I liked Anakin as a kid and everything. The Power Rangers, that was cool. But the thing that didn't fit with me was Hayden Christensen's portrayal as Anakin. It's
It was a cougar in that.
like killing the Sand People.
Mhm.
It's like I killed them.
Mhm.
I killed them. It's like what?
I killed them.
Because
I killed them all, and I
had perception of Darth Vader, okay? Even though he was a villain, he was cool, But I never envisioned like Darth Vader killing like children and like whatever.
younglings.
Yeah, young. I like all of a sudden when he starts getting like that face, like a psycho face or like craziness, like I killed them, the women. I'm like, oh,
They're dead, and I did it.
crap! Like we're selling action figures of a mass murder. Especially right to the set where like he takes the kid and you're like you want to see him on the screen take the kid and smash his guts into the wall, but they can't show that. It's like
Joe, the reason is
The force choking child.
the reason he killed those kids and the families because he doesn't like sand. It was rough and it was coarse. It's not everywhere.
Yeah,
Not like you guys though.
right. But even the kids, Jedi kids, oh god. They could
But
be.
I'm gonna say
Somebody's going to do a comedy episode of that. Where they're going
Force
to.
choking.
Well, Plinkett already did. I thought one of the funniest scenes in the Plinkett review was where the girl's trying to say he's trying to say what women want in a man, and one of the things is he needs to be family friendly and good with kids. And as she's saying is good with kids, you see the dead children all over the place. I thought that was one of the funniest goddamn edits I'd ever seen. But if I may play defense for Hayden Christensen for just 1 second, if you really think about it, you could have given the part to Morgan Freeman, and even he could not do anything with that direction and these horrible lines.
God, I know.
I get the feeling that I get the feeling Hayden Christensen probably could have been a decent damn actor if it was not for these movies.
God. With the
David
lines,
Jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he get the youngling's name? That's
Well,
hard.
they say youngling, so he says he's not killing kids or children.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it's not saying the words kids or children,
He
though.
killed younglings.
Yes.
Don't let him kill me.
The greatest thing, though, of the prequels is the Emperor when he gets
Absolutely.
like, no.
But you see, that's the thing.
He's
Is that
falling off. He's like that.
Ian McDermott is having so much fun.
I could watch
You
that.
can't help but have fun.
I
with
could have an alarm clock of him screaming like that. I mean, like, I love that. Like,
Bruce,
I love
Imagine if
it.
you had like a little thing, like a little
They're falling
battery that
off of
zapped you
me.
awake when he did that.
Right. The only thing I hated though, he's like, your name's Darth Vader, and it's like this is so crap. Like he just turned like that. I never envisioned him being Darth Vader.
There's a great scene. There's a great scene too when he's fighting Yoda and he throws one of the Senate chairs at him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like laughing, and he's like, and like when he sees Yoda like spin it and throw it back at him, he's like, ha ha ha.
I love that when Yoda
Just
just
how he
goes,
Literally Yosemite Sam at that point.
He stops laughing and he's just like, ha ha ha.
I love that battle because I never thought they actually fought, but I love that.
Yeah,
There's
you know what
Yoda.
it is? I love that battle too because it's like again, one of the other big oh, here we go. All right, so
I
we
know,
got
time limit. It's all right.
10 minutes. But one of the big problems I had with Yoda was they never should have gave him a lightsaber. They never should have given him.
Really? No, I like the lightsaber. Why?
Here's why. Because here's the thing. In Empire Strikes Back, the whole point of Yoda, the whole entire point of Yoda, was that he was the greatest Jedi Master because he was beyond the physical. His sole power was the mastery of the.
Well, no. It wasn't necessarily that. It was the fact he
it
didn't
was
need.
all that. It was.
Well, but he didn't need to. He did do it at one point in time as a Jedi.
Right, he
Here's the
wasn't
thing.
always
If you
Yoda
put
though.
some thought into this, though, if you put some thought into this, though, if Yoda, you got to think about it. By giving Yoda a lightsaber, you know what I mean? What essentially you're saying is that anybody should have been able to do the stuff that Yoda was doing then.
No. He got so good he didn't need to use the lightsaber after a while.
But that's the thing. If Count Dooku was able to match Yoda in the Force, why wasn't he flipping around and bouncing off walls too?
Because his
You know-
style was different though.
Yeah, his style was
His
different.
I can't agree with that though, because I cannot agree with that.
No,
though.
but it is. It's a
He wasn't
defined
a
fact
fraud.
that his style was different.
I can't agree with that at all, man. Because
he
here's
used
the thing:
Makashi and Yoda used Ataru.
the whole
Totally
speech in
different style.
Empire Strikes Back. The whole speech he gives in Empire Strikes Back. And let me ask you a question: did you ever see Yoda anytime training Luke with the lightsaber? In
No,
Empire
he didn't.
Strikes Back?
He didn't. But then,
Not once. Do you
Right.
want to know why? Because that wasn't the point of Yoda. Yoda was meant to be that Jedi Master who did not use the physical. You know what I mean?
I see. I don't see it like that.
see, I don't agree with that either because at some point in time they did battle people that they had to
Right.
battle.
The whole
And
thing
he
was
totally
Yoda.
capable.
Yoda
He
wasn't
battled
always.
Darth Sidious when he battled Palpatine. He battled him for a good long while without the lightsaber. And that's
Right.
exactly what I was getting at, is that obviously he was able to hold his own without the lightsaber. And the
Right.
point was he could do it because that's what gave us the suspension of disbelief and what was so magic about Yoda to begin with. Was
Right.
that imagine in your own mind, wow, this little guy
Well,
doesn't
he's
have a
praying like he can hardly walk, but then all of a sudden he's whipping out
but
the lightsaber
somehow,
and leaping
yeah,
around.
and he didn't have a lightsaber anywhere in Empire Strikes Back. That was the magic of Yoda. Was you were wondering, wow, how did this guy be this amazing Jedi warrior if he didn't use a lightsaber? And I think by giving him that, it kind of ruined all that because we had to market lightsabers again. We had to market it to the little kiddies who love lightsabers.
But I don't see it like that though because
I
this is
certainly
the
do.
thing. Yoda wasn't always Yoda. He
Right.
wasn't always the Grand Master.
Right.
There
He
was a point
trained.
where he was learning from his own master, right?
Right.
So the fact that he uses a lightsaber just to me shows that yes, there was a time where he did use a lightsaber, but he didn't always use it. That when he used it in episode 2, to me that was the first time in a long period of time that he ever physically decided or consciously decided,
Right.
I'm going to use my lightsaber here.
Right.
So the idea now, had he been using this lightsaber throughout the whole movie,
Yeah,
then
right.
I'd be like, this is dumb. He doesn't do that.
Correct.
But-
But he wasn't born a master, a Jedi master. He had to train like everybody else.
Right. So I don't think it cheapens Yoda or anything because also what a lot of people forget in Empire Strikes Back and well, I mean more so in Return of the Jedi, he told Luke, "You've got to face Vader. You got to fight him somehow." So while I don't think Yoda trained him in lightsaber combat, which wasn't the point, I agree with you there, Larry. I don't think he was trying to teach
Right.
Luke that.
Right.
I don't think Luke using a lightsaber, Yoda using a lightsaber cheapens him in any way, because a lightsaber is a weapon of a Jedi. Yoda was the greatest Jedi.
And don't forget, at that point in time, he was older than he was in the prequels. So he was basically conserving his strength and training him. He couldn't do the physical like that at that age because in Jedi he died. Like he just gave himself to the Force.
And they make it a point too. They make it a point to say that Yoda wasn't the greatest lightsaber duelist.
Right.
He was the second or third greatest lightsaber duelist.
Right.
Of the era, where the two greatest of that era were said to be Count Dooku, Mace Windu, and then Yoda, but Palpatine was in there too, but they didn't know about Palpatine's ability. But they said that in the timeline that Dooku was the greatest duelist of the time. That's why he was able to match Yoda. In my opinion, what they screwed up in that scene was having Dooku be able to match Yoda in the Force.
Right.
I think that was a mistake. I think that Yoda should have wiped the floor with him
He should have.
with using the Force. I think
That's
that
true.
was a mistake.
Yeah, it killed it, didn't it, a little?
Well, now. All right. Well, there are 5 problems with everything you guys just said, if I may. Number 1, how much time passes between the prequel and the original trilogy?
80
No.
years?
No.
No, wait, the prequel.
Roughly
Wait.
30 with the.
Oh, no, I'm talking about, no, forget about it. 20 years, right?
Barely 20 years.
16 years?
Barely 20 years. Because Luke Skywalker is 15 or 16 when New Hope starts.
So like 16 years. 16
Exactly.
years. Right.
Do you honestly think that's okay? So that's the first problem, is that not a lot of time passes. So for Yoda to change dramatically that much, and that was a big problem with the prequels too, is that you set it way too close to the original timeline. Because
I agree with that.
am I to understand that in the span of just 15 years, that affected Yoda's health so drastically that he was.
Well, he was already old, right? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the problem. That's problem number 1. Problem
Okay.
number 2, that also goes with reputation. Now, you guys argued that Yoda was not always a great Jedi Master, and I could be down with you at that point. But again, only 15 years passed between the prequels and the original trilogy. Yoda is already respected as a grand Jedi Master. He's teaching a class full of kids. A lot of the Jedi Councils are already going to him for help. He's already head of the Jedi Council. He's already all this legend. He already is it.
Right.
Point argument doesn't work. It doesn't
Yes, it
work.
does, because we're talking about.
Not for this. Not for the trilogy.
It does, because we're talking about it before. We're saying that when he was a Padawan, he was learning
Which
to
was
use a
far
lightsaber.
before the prequels.
But he still probably trained using a lightsaber, though.
And
So
I'm
He
that's-
probably
gonna-
trained the
and
kids
let me
with
get
the
to that
lightsaber.
point. And let me
Did
get
train
to
him with
that.
the
That's the
lightsaber.
third thing. And that's thing number 3. The thing is, it didn't need to be told that way. This 3 and 4 problems, 3 and 4 coincide together. And let me start by saying, why did Yoda have to train with the lightsaber? That was just lazy writing to me. You couldn't come up with another way that this particular race of being was able to master the Force, because that leads to problem number 4, which isn't necessarily a Yoda problem. It's more of an overall problem myself. Is you think about the people who are the Jedi, like that long-necked guy, I think his name is Kid Fisto, the guy with all the tentacles, right? That kind of thing. I know what they were trying to show is that almost any creature can become a Jedi, right? I get that part. But it's like, you're all sword masters, but here's the thing. If you're all sword masters and you guys have these grotesquely absurd weaknesses, why would you all train with the sword? Wouldn't there be other forms of force or
Well,
weapons
what-
that you would use?
Well,
Like, if
yeah.
I'm fighting that long-necked Jedi thing, the one you see on the counter,
Right.
if
Yeah.
somebody fight me in a lifesaver, I know what I'd be swinging for.
Well, wait. Let me
You know
say,
what I mean?
let me bring up a point.
Yeah.
In Empire and Jedi, the Emperor never used the lightsaber either.
Exactly.
But in the prequels, he took people out. Like
And I
those
have a
Jedi.
problem with that one too. I
Okay,
did have a problem
that's
with that
fair.
one too. It's just
That-
Yoda to me was a bigger problem because to me Yoda was a big.
Yoda and the Emperor both weren't using lightsabers in the
Yes,
thing,
which
but then
was
in
a
the
good
prequels
thing.
they're
Which was a
using
good thing.
lightsabers.
But when Emperor, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was just as mad as when Palpatine pulled out the lightsaber and went like, he did the Raiden Mortal Kombat move over the desk, which was hilarious.
We're gonna get. I'm not cutting you off. The thing's
I know,
gonna
we're
cut
less
us.
than a minute away. I saw it.
Yeah. I'll let you
Okay.
talk. Good.
God, but yeah, I mean that's the only thing is that to me, all of it is just once again more lazy writing because if all else fails, throw a lightsaber at us. You know what I mean?
So let's see something different in Force Awakens.
Much better. You
Look,
know?
he's not in charge of the Force Awakens.
Huh?
George
Well, we'll
Lucas.
see what happens. We'll see. No, I'm not complaining about Force Awakens. I told
But you see, the thing, George Lucas, those were his characters. He had full control of it.
you.
I also thought that Yoda, he created him to use a lightsaber if he put it in the movie.
Right. I know. I'm just saying. Like I said, I'm not talking about Force Awakens. I have no qualms.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, George Lucas obviously envisioned that. That's why he put it in the movies.
Which one?
That Yoda used lightsaber and so did the Emperor, but they just never used it in Empire and Jedi.
Well, yeah, because what's his name probably said no. That's probably a bad idea because then